everyone, and welcome back to Cozy Does It. My name's Beth, and I'm really glad that you stopped by my channel today. So today we are going to make some really delicious, very Thanksgiving appropriate pumpkin cranberry walnut muffins. I used to make this recipe or variation of this recipe all the time as a loaf. I found that cooking it as a loaf took a really long time, like maybe even like 15 or 20 minutes longer than the recommended cooking time in the original recipe that I used, which was from Taste of Home. I have modified that recipe a little bit, and I will show you how I put together these muffins this afternoon, and I'll give you a look at what they look like when they're all done. Right now I've got all my ingredients laid out. I am going to measure out the correct measurements for what's gonna go in the mixture, and I am gonna preheat my oven to 350 degrees. All right, I will be right back. So I have all of my ingredients measured out, and I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees. Let me flip the camera around. I will show you what I've got measured out over here, and then we'll assemble it together. Okay. So here I have my ingredients all measured out, and we are going to walk through together how to combine the mixture. So the first thing that we're going to start with is our wet ingredients. So here I have my mixing bowl. I have half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 2 large eggs at room temperature, and then about 1 cup of canned pumpkin, as well as half a cup of water. So all of those ingredients are going to go together in my liquid ingredients mixing bowl. Here we have our dry ingredients. So what this consists of is 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. I don't sift my flour. I find that it's not necessary for this particular recipe. If you do prefer to have a finer grain of flour, you can certainly sift it. I'm actually using less sugar than this recipe calls for also. I'm using about 1 cup of granulated sugar as opposed to 1.5 cups, just because I found that the recipe was a little bit too sweet for my liking, and I want to see what taking out half a cup of that sugar is going to do. I feel like it might make for a slightly breadier consistency for my muffins. And then here I have measured out 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, half a teaspoon of ground ginger, and then 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So with these dry ingredients, I'm just going to combine them all into the bowl that currently has the all-purpose flour in it, and we're going to mix them together before we combine them with the liquid ingredients in the larger mixing bowl. Here I have the ingredients that will get folded in once the mixture is fully combined, and that is approximately 1 cup of chopped frozen cranberries and approximately 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Now, if you are, or if anyone you are planning to serve this to is allergic to walnuts or tree nuts, please, please, please do not serve this to them. Just be very careful, especially around the holidays, to make sure you know what food allergies there are going to be in your party, and just make sure to try to avoid those ingredients and at least be able to identify if those ingredients are in a dish if someone does ask you. So just a little disclaimer, please be careful with food allergies around the holiday season. All right, I'm gonna combine all of my ingredients as I just told you. So I'm gonna do my wet ingredients first and then my dry ingredients. Those two will be combined separately. And then once they're fully combined in their own mixing bowls, we'll put them together and make sure that they're well incorporated. After that, I will fold in the dried off chopped frozen cranberries and the chopped walnuts, and then we'll put them in our muffin tin and we'll get them baking in the oven. All right, cool. The consistency of that liquid mixture. This is your pumpkin, olive oil, water, and eggs. Next, we're going to do our dry ingredients. So our dry mixture is pretty well incorporated. I'm going to combine this now little by little with the liquid mixture in the bigger mixing bowl. So the mixture is well combined now, and next I'm going to be adding in the chopped walnuts and the chopped frozen cranberries. So here's what our finished batter looks like, and I'm going to pour this into the muffin tins now. So I have my muffins ready to go in the oven. I'll show you what they look like in the cupcake wrappers before I put them in. You just want to fill up the muffin tin about like halfway in each muffin compartment. So just about halfway up that cupcake wrapper, and you should be good, because just remember those muffins are going to rise. Okay, let me show you what it looks like, and I'm gonna pop these in the oven. I'm gonna try these in there at about 20 minutes, maybe 25, and I'll check them and see how they're doing. And you just wanna cook them until you can put a toothpick or a fork in them and the tines or the toothpick come out clean. All right, so here is my full muffin tin, and just see how the wrappers are only about halfway filled, because that batter is going to rise as it cooks. All right, I'm gonna pop these in. Whew, I'm feeling tired, you guys. I'm making myself a cup of Earl Grey tea. I've got my muffins in the oven and I cleaned up a little bit. It's kind of funny. The way you saw me cook today is much neater than I cook on a regular basis. I'm kind of like a tornado in the kitchen, and just for the sake of the video, I'm like, I want to show you a nice tidy workspace while I'm putting my mixture together, but in reality it would be like a disaster zone in here. But I'm looking forward to my Earl Grey. My friend Jenna turned me on to this in the summertime, and I always thought Earl Grey was like very peppery, but now I love pepper. I put pepper on pretty much everything that is savory. And yeah, so peppery tea, don't care, gonna drink it, gonna be great, and looking forward to having a muffin. I do have enough batter for another batch, and I only have one muffin tin because I don't have a ton of stuff, as you might already realize from the banner on my channel. I do like to lean toward a minimalist lifestyle. As you also saw, I don't have a hand mixer or a KitchenAid mixer or anything. I usually just use a spoon or a fork and find that it works well enough. So I'm gonna have my tea when it's ready, and then I'll catch back up with you when the muffins are ready to come out of the oven. Cool. First batch of muffins is done. The toothpick came out clean. What that means is when you stick the toothpick into the muffin and then pull it back out, there's nothing on it. So I'm gonna pop these muffins that are done onto the cooling rack and leave them to cool for a bit before putting them in a storage container. And I'm going to prep the next batch to go in. So I've got my second batch in. I had enough batter to fill 10 of the compartments of my muffin tin. And also, just so you know, my cook time for the muffins was approximately 23 minutes at 350 degrees on the top rack. All right, so I'm gonna taste one of these in a minute, and I'm excited. One thing that I did notice so far, having added less sugar than the recipe calls for, is a slightly paler color. Sugar does want to darken when it cooks, so it's not surprising, but I think that they might taste like a moist kind of bread or a less sweet cake. So I'm excited to try them. I'll let you know how it is. Here we go. I'm very excited. This one had a lot of walnuts in it, and they're like sticking to the wrapper as I peel the wrapper off. So let's just take a little bite. That's really good. I think it's more of an appropriate sweetness for a muffin than the original recipe, which called for an extra half cup of sugar, which is a ton of sugar when you think about it. This is delicious. You can really taste the cranberries. You can get that nice crunch from the walnuts. just really delightful. All right, I'm happy with that choice. So yeah, so I used an entire half cup less of sugar than what the recipe called for originally. 1 cup of sugar is still a ton of sugar, I understand, but I think this was the right call. Yum. Let's see how the Earl Grey does as a palate cleanser. That's pretty good. Thank you so much for watching this video and for stopping by. It's been great having you today and taking you along to help me make these Thanksgiving appropriate muffins. If you did like this video, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, you can do so by just hitting that subscribe button below the video. And then if you want to receive notifications for my videos, you're gonna wanna hit that bell icon in the upper right hand corner of your screen that says notifications, and then you can go to settings, and from there you'll be able to select if you want to receive notifications for channels that you are subscribed to. So thank you again for watching this video. I am so thankful to everyone who has supported me by following my channel so far. I am a very new channel and it's just exciting to see what kinds of videos people are enjoying watching. So I thought I would put another cooking one up there because I wanted to make this recipe anyway. Anyway, I want to wish you and your families a very happy Thanksgiving if you are celebrating this Thursday. And then also I just want to say that I hope however you choose to celebrate this Thursday that you just remember the things that you're thankful for, whether you are celebrating with friends or with family or family and friends, or even if you're just celebrating on your own, maybe you're cooking something festive, just remember that you can still make it festive if you are on your own this holiday. And I hope that if this video brings you comfort, you'll put it on and we can hang out together for Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been great having you, and I hope you have a really cozy day and a really cozy Thanksgiving. Good afternoon. Whoa. Already, right from the get-go. But if you liked this video, please consider... What am I telling you guys? Whew. That was terrible. Okay.